CNN. The plan was to deliver hope. Mother Nature wasn't cooperating. "I'm really worried about the rain," Andrea Dunne-Sosa whispers to one of her Project Hope volunteers in Puerto Rico. "We're only going to be able to get to about 15 homes today. Let's just put together 15 food bags and 15 kits of meds. Just grab a bit of everything." Dunne-Sosa is Project Hope's regional director for the Americas, as well as volunteer coordinator for all medical personnel the organization sends to disasters around the world. "It's been a busy couple of weeks with 5 major disasters all in my region, all involving volunteers," she says with a tired shrug and a proud smile. "We're doing really good work right now." Dunne-Sosa and a small team of volunteer doctors and nurses have just arrived at Concilio de Salud Integral de Loíza, a community health center about 30 minutes outside San Juan, Puerto Rico. The goal: help support the clinic with their team, as well as going out into the countryside to find those who are stranded and in need of help. "From what we understand, we have families that are blind, disabled or otherwise unable to get out from their homes and are waiting on people to come," Dunne-Sosa tells assembled volunteers. "So we need to get out into the community to get to them." The group quickly springs into coordinated action, most separating medical and food supplies into smaller deliveries, while a few split off to discuss logistics. It's Saturday, nearly 2 weeks since Hurricane Maria devastated Puerto Rico, even longer since it felt Irma's wrath. Still, it's hard to get around the island, and careful planning is a necessity. Local knowledge is key. "We have a couple of partners here, working in this community for 25 years, so we're going to be listening to them," Dunne-Sosa informs the team. "They're going to provide guidance to us as to where we need to go, where we shouldn't go and the right way to get there." Loaded and ready, 2 vans head off to Melilla, a nearby barrio in Loíza where local volunteers have heard stories of need. Arriving just as the rain begins, they must park and walk in. It's all too clear why. Power poles are cracked and broken, many leaning onto roofs of nearby houses. People walk or bike underneath, staying clear of any loose lines. Horses, roaming free and without any obvious owners, amble down the streets. Yet the streets and houses are tidy, debris gathered and piled by the side of the road. It's clear that the local people have done their best to put their lives back in order. But there's something they can't escape: black water. Filled with waste from sewer breaks, standing water is everywhere, made worse by this falling rain. The stench permeates the air. As the team turns a corner, there is a sudden chorus of loud voices. A domestic fight is underway, angry shouts, shrill screams, even some pushing as more and more family members join the fray. The hurricane causes a lot of stress. "It's unfortunate," says 31-year-old medical student Oscar Soto Jr. "People late for work, trying to get gas, stress builds up, you know." Born in Noricovis, Puerto Rico, Soto was on a medical mission in the mountains of the Dominican Republic when the hurricane swept across his homeland, taking out nearly all power. He didn't know for days whether his father was alive. "I feel blessed that he's with life," Soto says with tears in his eyes. "The family is all right. It's so frustrating," he continues. "A lot of families are in the States, and they want to get to the family members. They want to help. They want to send items of aid, but it's difficult. No communication at all. No cell phones whatsoever, and that's a large amount of Puerto Rico." Reaching the first home, the team is in for a surprise. Word has gone out they are in the barrio, and neighbors have gathered in hopes they too can get medical care and supplies. "There are 4 patients here," says Teresa Narvaez, a nurse with Project Hope for 27 years. "We came in, and everyone has an ailment." They reached out to their neighbors and said, "There is a doctor, come on, come on." "That's great," Dunne-Sosa replies. "We should be asking everywhere we go if they have any neighbors in need so we can help as many as possible." Doctors and nurses busy themselves, taking blood pressures, checking pulses and listening for heart or breathing problems. One woman needs antibiotics due to a bladder infection. Another has an older injury on her legs. They are especially concerned about the home's resident, an elderly woman named Shobita Kumakita, who is struggling with cancer and diabetes. She points to her 22-year-old granddaughter, Estefany Ayala Osorio, just a few feet away. Osorio is sobbing in the arms of a cousin, who is visiting the family after the loss of Osorio's 50-year-old father. He was hospitalized just before the hurricane hit, nearly 2 weeks ago, and the family has just learned of his death. They just thought he had high blood